Hey, Salakia, this is the continuation of the the lesson of being patient. So yeah, kind of, I'm at the plantation or anything like that, but um yeah, what I was saying was, as far as reading this again about the fifth verse, if any of you lack wisdom, Salakia, it says, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High. And what I was saying was, what I was gonna say was, as far as you shouldn't be afraid to ask the Lord. You know, the scriptures say, "Ask and ye shall receive." Right? Seek and ye shall find. If you're not seeking after the Lord and asking Him for these things, then what are you doing, man? You gotta ask for these things. You gotta, and I say for myself first and foremost. If you want something, you pray for it. You want more wisdom. You want more knowledge and understanding of the scriptures. If you want these things, the Lord is gonna give it to you, but you have to ask. And at the same time, be patient. Because it may not happen right then and there. Maybe you would have to show more, and do something, right? In order for you to get that, you need to probably go through something. The Lord's probably going to put you through something, and then at the end, reveal that sort of thing that you want, or give you that thing that you want. Who knows? You know, but the Lord will give it to you. If you just ask, right? So it says that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. Okay, it says, right here, but let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. I think that's the one I'm thinking of, because I kind of want to see what that says in the NLT. Salaki, hold on. Okay, come on. This is right here, verse 6. Let's see what it says in NLT. It said, nope, that's it. Right here. It says, but when you ask him, be sure that your faith is in the Most High alone. Do not waver, for every person with divided loyalty is as unsettled as a wave of the sea that is blown and tossed by the wind. Now, I'm not thinking of that, but that is a good thing as far as this. In him alone. So nothing else, right? It says, let me see that again. It says, but when you ask him, be sure that your faith is in Yahweh alone. Do not waver, for a person with divided loyalty is unsettled as a wave of the sea that is blown and tossed by the wind. So at the end of the day, you put your loyalty to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You're gonna put all your faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Don't try to seek after, go have faith in this and this. No, man. You let go of those things, right? So, and trust in the Lord, man. Because at the end of the day, if you when you're out and about, say you're out and you in trouble, and you got, the fact that you're in this trouble, say Jacob's trouble, and your faith is not all the way into the Lord, your eggs is not all in the basket of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and you're following after somebody else or having faith in somebody else while simultaneously having faith in this and this and this and then with the Lord too. Yeah, of course you're gonna get tossed, man. Your mind isn't gonna be on the Lord, man. Okay, your mind is gonna be somewhere else. You're saying that you trust in the Lord and have faith in the Lord, then you got to have your full on faith in the Lord, man. Because at the end of the day, he's the only one that can get you out of this situation that you're in, right? But that's not the one I was thinking of, but it is a good one. But yeah, keep going, right? It says for let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. Let me read that again. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And yeah, double-minded man. Your mind is on this, but then your mind is saying this. You know, you're saying you're doing two things, man. That's not good. You know? But let me go to what's that? I believe it's, I forget. Patience. James. It's another one in James. Is it James 3? Let's see. Oh man, yo. No, I'm gonna be. Yeah, no. 5. See 5. Here we go. Yep, that's right. This is the James chapter 5 and verse 7. And this is exhortation. It says, "Be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. Behold, the husband waiteth for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long patience for it." See? Until he receive the early and latter rain. So look, man, the Lord is patient too. You know, he's patient with us, right? It says, "Be ye also patient, established in your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh." Right. Heart, again, going back to the word lab, which means mind, right? So being patient, you know, you got to be patient, man. We're waiting upon the Lord, you know. We're not rushing things. We're not just doing things on our own and you know, nah, man. We're going with the Spirit. So we're going with, and I'll say it to this too. We're going with the script. We're going with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and we know that this is the Lord's movie. It says, "Grudge not against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth before the door." Right? It says, "Take, my brethren, the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord, and for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience." See? Let me read that again from 9 actually. "Grudge not one against another, brethren, lest ye be condemned." Okay, letting go all your grudges against people, against the people that you once had grudges against. Just let it go. Just let it go. Right? It says, "Behold, the judge standeth before the door. Take, my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience." Right. Yeah, here we go. It says, "Behold, we count that them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord." And says that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. And again, what perfect example, like he said, as far as Job. You know, he was patient. You know, all these things were happening to him. And then when he made it to the end of it, it had it to where he had double than what he had, man. And and it was a beautiful thing, man. So the Lord rewarded him. You know, what more us? You know, that's a perfect example. You know, it says, but above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by the earth, neither by any other oath, but let your yea be yea and your nay be nay, lest ye fall into condemnation. Right. But that's the point. So let me get Revelation 3, and I'm gonna probably come to a close. So this is Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Okay, so here it is. We're keeping the word of the Lord's patience, right? We're doing that, and again, enduring to the end. Same thing, keeping the Lord's word to the end, and the Lord's gonna what? Keep us covered, man. We're gonna be good. Lord, will we be a part of that number? You know. So here it is. The people that aren't patient, and it even talks about that. You know, woe unto you that have. Let me get that. Woe unto you that have lost patience. Right. Or I should. I'm feeling lost patience. Damn, let me think. Slocky, hold on. That's why, because it's in the Apocrypha. I have to go back here. So this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse 13. Come on. Shoot, I could. Let me see. I could start at. Yeah, it is what it is. I'll just start at this. Yeah, I'm gonna start at 11. It says, "For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, long suffering, and very pitiful, and forgiveth sins, and saveth in time of affliction." Okay, so he sees that you're in trouble. You know, he's going to save you. Again, going back to Revelations 3 and 10, he's gonna save you from that time of affliction. So and then Jacob's trouble. But it says, "Woe unto you!" It's like, "Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, the sinners that go two ways." Right? It says, "Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended." So the Lord's not gonna even protect you in that day, right? Because you're doubting, your mind isn't all the way on the Lord, man. Okay, your faith isn't all the way on the Lord. So you're thinking about other things and having faith in other things, right? It says, your mind fixated all the way on Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It says, "Woe unto you that have lost patience, and woe." It's like it. "And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you?" Right. "Blessed is that servant whom the Lord shall come, so find so doing," roughly paraphrasing. So we're going to be doing the right thing. You know, the Lord is going to visit you. And that's another thing too. What's that? "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, to what end is it for you?" So, yeah, what end is it for you? You know? It says, right, let me read that again. "Woe unto you that have lost patience." The ones that were in this, you know, they were for the Lord, but then they just ended up leaving and going. You think the Lord's not gonna see these things and punish you for those things? You know, so it was better. I think the scriptures say that it was better for them to not even be in the truth, you know, in the first place, roughly paraphrasing, right? "And what will ye do when the Lord shall visit you?" that that's like they that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. See? It says, they that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight. Again, humble can go hand in hand with being patient as well, man, because you're sitting there, you're humble, you're quiet, you know. That's the ones. The scriptures talk about the meek shall inherit the earth, man. Meek and the lowly, right? Not any proud or anything like that. Nah, not these people that are like chest puffed out, thinking that they're better than everybody. You know, all this. Nah, man. The Lord looks within the inward part of man, so he looks for the lowly, the ones that are actually willing to follow him. You know, don't think that they're something, right? Because these guys think that they're something, but little do they know they're gonna be sadly mistaken when the Lord comes back and ceases, like the scriptures say, he's gonna cease the proud. Okay, he's gonna cease the proud and everything. It says, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord and not in the hands into the hands of men. For as his majesty is, so is his mercy. See? So it's beautiful. So yeah, man, being patient. You know, we gotta be patient, man. We gotta wait upon the Lord, and us doing this is gonna be well deserved and well paid off, man. You know, of course, like I said, being patient, depending on what you're patient for. Now, if you're patient for this word, patient for the Lord, it's well worth it, you know. But if you're patiently waiting for a lot of stupid things in this world, that's a thing too. That's what Esau gets you, man, in a constant loop, thinking that you're gonna get out of something. You know, you're always gonna be in debt. You're always gonna be owing something. You know, it's just everything. You're always gonna have something that you're waiting on, as far as like getting out of something. Because once you get out of something, now you got yourself in another thing. You know, so it's just a never-ending cycle. So it's no point of even trying to work towards something that's never going to end, right? But this here, there's an ending to this, man, and it's gonna be well worth it. Okay, so yeah, man. Yeah, that's the point. So with that, I pray that you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered abroad. With that, I say, Shalom.